Hello, guys. It is Letty. I am so thankful to be back with you doing a video. First of all, I want to say thank you guys. You guys have really been watching my videos, so mega supportive. I got some new subscribers. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. So you're going to get this content, okay? We're going to be consistent because that is my problem. Been with YouTube channel, I haven't been as consistent. So that's going to change. I don't know. Do y'all like these glasses? Cause I just got them. They're not prescriptions, okay, but I like them. I get them home, and I don't know if I like them or not. I've never had square glasses before. I've had anyway. I don't know. I don't know. A totally random thing. So let's get to the main thing that we're gonna be talking about, and stay focused, Letitia. My top 6 best sequels to popular movies. Now, I love the original of these movies. They're great. But something about these sequels to these movies superseded the first. And a lot of them have that in common. What I find to be these 6 movies all have in common is that they have more character development. That's what they do have in common. They're different types of movies, but we get to learn more about the characters, which is really good because I like to know as much as I can. When I love a character, I love it, and I would like to know motivations, problems, stuff that happened that that groomed who they were. It adds to the dimension of the character. So characters that we love. So let's get to it. Number 1 is, I do have an animated movie, Shrek 2. Now, I love Shrek 1. I actually saw Shrek 2 before I saw Shrek 1. Shrek is, of course, the animated movie starring Eddie Murphy as Donkey, Cameron Diaz as the princess, Michael Myers as Shrek, and then who was it's like 4 people. Who is that 4th person, child? John Cleese. He's the king. And I will put the people up here, the remaining cast. But great movie. Shrek 1 is good, of course. Shrek 2 actually had my belly hurting, though. It's so funny. It's so well put together. It's so well written. But let me say this. Shrek 2 is not for kids. Although some of the jokes kind of fly over the kids' head, I don't think the kids are going to catch on because, honey, have y'all listened to the lyrics to the guardian, not the guardian angel, oh man, what's the oh, not the, what is her name? She's Prince Charming's mom. Okay, I'll put the actress, and her name. 'Cause I can't think of her name. Prince Charming's mom. Okay, she got a dirty little potty mouth. I don't know if y'all ever put them captions on. I'm telling you, watch Shrek 2 and put them captions on. She got a potty mouth, but it's funny. It's funny. I looked at what I said. Oh, that's what she been saying. Babe, you gotta listen to these lyrics sometime. Shrek 2 is so funny. That is one of my favorite parts when, one of my favorite, so I'm gonna give a highlight from each movie. When they are at the drive-through and she's making a deal with the princess's father, because the father disapproves of Shrek and his daughter being together. So he's making a deal with Prince Charming and his mother, and they're at the drive-through, and she's in her car and stuff. I mean, they end up at the drive-through. So that scene is just, it's a lot of scenes I like, but that one, and then Donkey is just hilarious. It's just really Shrek 2. So let's move to the second one. Terminator 2, honey. Terminator 2. Terminator is a great movie. The first one. I actually was blessed enough to see Terminator 2 at the movie theater. You have to see it on the big screen, honey. When we saw this in 1991, when we're seeing this liquid metal, this was blowing our minds. This was major special effects. And then after that, I think you started seeing it. And I know Michael Jackson did a couple of, he did, it wasn't, I don't know if it was liquid metal, but he did something in one of his videos where he was using that same effect. And then you started seeing it pop up. Not just the liquid metal, the story is so good. And I feel, even though I don't hate the movies they followed, but I feel like Terminator 2, they kind of should have stopped there, because sometimes you can just milk the gilly, as they used to say. That's an old saying. You can just extend something too long, and it's out of steam now. It's ran out of steam. And then they just did a movie last year or a couple years ago, and Dark Fate, and I like the fact they brought Linda Hamilton and Arnold back, but my favorite part of this movie is the scene where Sarah's having a conversation with her son, and she's telling him he shouldn't risk himself even for her. And he does not understand that, Mom, I'm just trying to protect you. Like, why are you tripping? And she's trying to tell him. I mean, we see some emotion there. We see a lot. There's a lot of depth to this movie. It's not just killer movie, killing somebody, and that, there's a lot of depth here. There's a lot of character. We understand. I mean, Sarah, we've on a journey with Sarah. We're just meeting John for the first time. We see that he has problems, but there's some depth there. We can see the rebellion. We can see that feistiness that he's going to need to be when he gets to, his final destination, which will be to save the world from the machines. So, very, very, this is a very great movie. I mean, I periodically I watch this, and it's always a great watch. The next one we have is Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars Episode 5. I should have said Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. I don't know what I can say about this movie that's not already been said a million times. We get to learn who, not only the big reveal, of course, we all know what the reveal is, okay, that Vader is Luke's father. But it's more than that. Luke, we are seeing an evolution. We're seeing a growth. We're seeing Luke evolve. That's why people feel so close to Luke. And that's why there's so much protection. When it comes to Luke's legacy, and we see these latest movies that he's been in, and we've just seen him as a bitter old man. It's hurtful because we have seen his evolution. We've seen this man go from a child to growing up to learning and becoming a Jedi Knight. And so it was emotional for a lot of us when we saw that scene in Mandalorian. They brought him back, and he was in his prime, at his prime. So I know I was emotional too. I said, oh my God, I know they're not bringing Luke back like that. And we're seeing him in his, heyday, basically. So Empire Strikes Back is not only dealing with Luke. We see a growth. We see him training. We see him evolving. That's the difference. I'm going to tell you, that's the difference between Rey and Luke. We never really bonded with her. We never really saw that. We hear things in flashback as far as speaking, but we didn't see that evolution. And we saw this over 3 movies, over years. So we feel closer to Luke. We feel more bonded to Luke than Rey. I like Rey, but that's really what the fans, I think, are trying to say. We just don't, we weren't there for it. And they maybe should have gave us a little bit more. Let us see her as a kid. Put a clip in there. It's just little things you do like that makes you bond with a character. Okay, so Empire Strikes Back. Spider-Man 2. Another character giving us some more depth to the character. Spider-Man's torn. He is torn. He has a new villain. Let me just say this. The character, the guy that plays Doc Ock, and I'm going to put his name here. He is one of my favorite villains. I'm actually gonna do a new. I have a video that I'm working on about villains. I'm gonna do this whole retrospective thing. He is one of my top villains because when you can see a motivation for a character, when they're not just evil with no background, that's what makes an excellent villain, because we get the background. We see what happened that's fueled him becoming Doc Ock. So we saw this in this movie. Not to mention, Peter is trying to figure things out. All of us have been just at that lost period, like we just trying to figure it out. We don't know where we going. He's confused. He wants to be Spider-Man. He wants to be with this woman. He is really torn. He's struggling. I think we can all relate to the struggle, okay? The financial struggle. So Spider-Man had a hard time. But I love Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2, I think, is my favorite of the Spider-Mans, all of them. I think even even with the other two, with the different actors, Spider-Man 2 is my favorite out of the whole thing. So now we have, and also I got another one here, number 5. I don't know if I've been counting them off, child. The Godfather Part 2. Now, let me say this before I get into this one. I love this movie. I am not really a gangster person, gangster movie genre person, but I have to give it to them for this. Godfather Part 2, basically the head of the Corleone family. I'll put his name. I cannot think. Marlon Brando. I think it's. That's how much I remember. I haven't seen it in a while. Is it Vito Corleone? I know it's Corleone family. So this is his prequel. This is his story before Godfather. Before he became the Godfather, and what inspired him to be the Godfather. This is such a good. Robert De Niro did a fabulous job. I don't know about Oscars. I'll put him up here. I don't know if it won Oscars or nominated. I think it was Oscar nominated, but I'm not sure. I will check on that and post it here. Godfather Part 2 is a prequel. It is a backstory. It's a human story. It's wonderful. We see exactly how he got to the level he's at, where we see him in the first movie. So we know a lot about him after Godfather Part 2. He modeled himself after someone in the neighborhood, and that was interesting too. We learned a lot about him in his childhood coming up, and then we see him do his first kill, and I mean, it's just almost like something that just got out of control, like a stone just kept rolling down the hill and just kept going and going and going. But it is excellent. It is an excellent movie. I'm not in love with this, but this is one of my favorite gangster movies. It's not a lot that I like, but this sequel is fabulous. And then the last one I have for you guys is The Dark Knight. This was Batman. This was the Joker with Heath Ledger. Posthumously won the Oscar. I was watching that night when he won. Very well deserved. This movie. Wow. When the heroes lose, that's what made Infinity War so great. The heroes lose. This one is the top. I'm so glad that Nolan, I think that's the director of these three. He had his three. He restarted the whole Batman thing because Batman was kind of getting silly. I did like the original because I'm a Gen Xer, so I grew up with the first Batman. Well, I don't think that's the first Batman movie, but at least in the 80s, it was a big major screen one, I think. The one with Jack Nicholson as the Joker. He did an excellent job. Excellent job. And it's hard you can have a debate about all the Jokers. That's another video right there. But what I like about this Joker is we do get a little bit of background. You know, this ain't the most, we see him stretch his chops and kind of manipulate Batman, play with him. And, you know, even though Batman can fight and he's strong, but you got to be ready for the mental. When a villain attacks you mentally, you got to be strong mentally. He's strong physically, but I don't think he was ready for the mental manipulation that Joker did with him. And he did with a lot of other people as well. That's what makes this a great movie. The way Joker plays with him and toys with him. It is a very interesting character study. I mean, really. It's amazing. So Dark Knight is my last one. So that's all I have for you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And see you soon to the next one. Take care. Bye.